everybody in this 4,000-seater hall is looking forward to the competition. Masses of Polish fans here on this Saturday afternoon. The time just after 5 o'clock, and we have 10 terrific athletes to contest this 94-kilo class. A class which, once upon a time, the president of the Polish Weightlifting Federation really dominated Szymon Kowalski, and still to this day holds the junior world record, although his senior world records were taken away in London by Ilya Ilin, the Olympic champion who's turned lifter into coach today backstage to help his Kazakh boys. So sit back, Michaela Breeze and myself, David Goldstrom. They're on their feet for the first of their lifters. This is Arsen Kaseviev, 25 years of age. Had one or two knee problems, left knee problems coming into this competition. But on the bar, 165 kilos. One of the heavier men to weigh in at 93.72. But from noise to almost silence. Well, I was hoping, Michaela, that we were going to get off to a really good start, but that hasn't happened. And these first attempts should be weights that these men can really master very straightforwardly. But
that's right, they should be. Just looking at the slow-mo there, he started with his bum quite low, didn't quite get the extension.
Only a 15-kilo spread in the whole competition, so if there was ever a competition where you need to make your first attempt, this is it.
Oh, this competition, I think we're going to see, is going to be won by one of the most consistent lifters here today.
So this is Ragab Abdelhai Said, comes from Domyat, not too far away from Port Said in Egypt. Really good to see the Egyptians here, given all the problems they have back home. So the Mediterranean Games champion of the season starts off nicely. 3 white lights, and that's what we like to see. In case it gets controversial, let me tell you that Mr. Tapsir Mendikan from Kazakhstan is the central referee for today's competition. The other 2 referees, Sunata Temfet and Jesmond Karuna from Malta. So Li Bing coming out for 165 as planned. This is the man who won the prestigious National Games title back in September of this year, collected 171 kilos, but you wouldn't make him a favourite today, not necessarily. Neither would you rule him out. Well, that was pretty nice, Michaela.
Yeah, very sound. As we see now, coming through the heavier weight categories, these guys and girls are going to be bigger, and they can still get into some great overhead positions. If anybody wants to know or appreciate just how hard this is, don't try and get into that position with a broomstick overhead. You've got to keep your heels on the floor though.
So Arsen Kaseviev coming out for his second attempt. European champion back in 2010, that was when the championships were held in Minsk. Originally lifted for Georgia until the Beijing Olympics. He actually finished 4th in that competition for Georgia, but then switched to Poland.
Well, it was a better After attempt, there was more leg extension, more leg drive, but not enough.
Simon Kowalski there in the back room turned presidents and now coaching, trying to give every bit of help he can to his lifter, who's now under enormous pressure.
Yes, he is. Just that bar putting him forwards onto his toes, never fully getting himself underneath. He's getting better though. Let's hope the third one he can execute.
Well, if he has had problems preparing for the championships, which is what Shimon was alluding to, you know, you can understand he's way short of his personal best of 178 kilos.
Well, you'd assume that putting in a 165 opener, that's a weight that he's comfortable with.
Yeah, I just wonder what they're going to do. Are they going to let him come out? He's got, you know, more than a minute and a half in which to do it, or I think they've got to bring him out and let him go for the third attempt, because when I look at the other totals, Starosov of Belarus at 167 is the closest. Well, yeah, and they put it up to by a bit of time. So it's going to be Belarus, and it's going to be the 27-year-old world bronze medalist from 2007 when he was lifting as an 85-kilo lifter. And actually, we've never seen him in competition at 94 kilos. The last World Championships in Paris before the London Olympic Games, he was an 85-kilo lifter there, and he only finished 13th. And he lifted 163 kilos, so in this higher weight category, he should be able to do better than that. 167 on the bar. Steadies.
Lacking leg strength there by the looks of it. Well, you know when you've got a good technical lifter, when they struggle to stand up with a heavy snatch, it doesn't bode well for the clean and jerk though. Let's hope that was not a sign of weakness.
So about an extra minute bought by Arsen Kasabiev for Poland. And this is truly make or break. We never want a lifter to go home without a total, but he's got to make this, Michaela, or he's in that really unenviable position of just having to try and get a consolation prize, if he can, in the clean and jerk. But there's only a 10-kilo spread in the opening weights for the clean and jerk, so...
David, he's not coming out for this. I don't know what's going on here. The clock is now below 30 seconds.
It's changed. The bar's gone to 170, so I don't know what they're planning here. Are they needing more time? Does he want more time?
He doesn't need more time. He should have been able to recover. To be honest, on the snatch, he should be able to recover within the 2 minutes without too much bother. It's the clean and jerk that usually takes more out of you. He's obviously trying to stay in the running here.
So there are two Kazakhs in this competition. This is the first of them. This is Almas Utashov, participated at the London Olympic Games and lifted 175 kilos on that occasion, which to date is his best ever effort at this particular discipline. Didn't get a total in the World Championships in 2011 in Paris. In fact, he had 3 snatch attempts and he lost all of them, so I hope that isn't the commentator's curse. Let's hope he gets this 170. But we haven't seen him on a platform for more than a year. But he's got a great teacher backstage in Ilya Ilin.
Yes, he has none greater than the Olympic champion himself.
So Zielinski coming out, and of course Kasabiev has put the bar up to 170, and first attempts always take precedence, so he's got a little bit more time. But this is Zielinski coming up to his 23rd birthday, also participated in the London Games. He's got a personal best of 180, so if he's anywhere near his best, this should be routine, if you can ever say anything about a World Championship attempt. And they've got the same problem.
Well, again, just dropped his chest as he came off the floor. Seems like I'm picking up on fairly obvious coaching points, but when you've got this kind of weight pulling you forwards, it is so hard to maintain position over flat feet.
Well, there you were seeing it from the coach. There's the extra pressure of competing on your home platform in front of an enormous crowd. Few, if any, have competed in front of such a big audience at a weightlifting competition. But now Makaranka of Belarus missed the bronze at the European Championships this year. And starts right on his personal best.
Well, a solid opening attempt. Just walking off very calm and collected. That's the way it should be. Keeping in reserve what he needs for his next couple of lifts.
Well, I talked to the president of the Egyptian Weightlifting Federation, who politely said he's the assistant coach to Mr. Khalid today, and he said we're looking for 170 or even 171 because this is his personal best. So first one looked okay, 5 kilo increase.
Leg strength, standing up with that.
Very good. Works in the right industry when he's not weightlifting. He's in the electric company. So all his life is about power.
The same way. So not too much explosion on the platform.
Yeah, he's one of 500 lifters in Egypt. That's the president, obviously delighted. Li Bing in focus. The bar up to 170, so another man looking for a 5 kilo increase. You really need to be in your own zone here, don't you, in this competition? You could easily get so distracted by what people are doing because it's so close.
Yes, you can. It's the coach's job to worry about the scoreboard. The athlete just needs to focus on themselves, stay calm, stay focused. If they execute what they're capable of, it puts them in a good position.
And it's also frightening for most of the weightlifting world that now that the Chinese now bringing lifters in all weight classes. Once upon a time we used to think of them at the lighter end, but now no longer. Now they'll bring the full team.
That's right. I don't think it's going to be long before we see China dominating some of the heavier groups.
Super heavyweight. Must find one, mustn't they?
They've got enough to choose from.
20 seconds.
Whoa. Very slow through the middle of the lift. Didn't generate enough upward momentum on the bar. Made that very hard for himself.
So only the fourth failure so far. Now Zielinski will come out for his second attempt.
Watch this, David. We just saw him try to hop in the bottom position. Well, you might want to do that on an empty bar when you're warming up and playing around, but not on that kind of weight.
Now, both Polish boys under real pressure. For Zielinski, this is his second attempt at the same weight. It's all about technique here. It's not about strength. They've got the strength to do this.
Well, that's one way to lift the roof up.
And it's another of those why on earth didn't I do that in the first place moments.
It's difficult, you know, you warm up in a completely different room, different environment, no crowds, to then step out onto the platform. That's when the adrenaline really starts to kick in, and you know, it can be quite overwhelming standing on a stage that big with the bright light shining down on you.
Well, here's Kasadiev, and the crowd, as you might imagine, are absolutely on his side. But this is truly make or break. He makes it, he keeps himself in a live position to get a total. If he misses, he's left only with the clean and jerk to aim at. Half a minute, so time aplenty. Come on, come on.
Well, I think it's safe to say that's one of the gutsiest lifts I've seen all week. 5 kilo increase after missing his first 2 attempts. 170, he straight himself right back in the competition.
And I tell you, amongst this crowd, there's 1,000 iPads, mobile phones who all recorded that moment.
Really fired up, really aggressive for this lift. That's what was missing in the first couple of attempts. So much more there today, but he did well to nail that.
So, third and final attempt for this man. 23 years of age, Li Bing. Now these are big guys. Look at the hands almost at the end of the bar.
Very short again.
So that's a big setback for him because he's left on 165 kilos, which allows many of the field to just pull away from him.
Just jumped back as soon as that bar passed his knees. He was sat back on it.
There are 2 Russians in the competition. This is the first of them, the under-23 European champion of last season, won that competition in December 2012 in Eilat, and 171 straight away in for a new PB to get his challenge underway.
Looking slightly smaller in stature in terms of upper body, but just look at his legs, look at the power in those. See how easily he stands up with that snatch.
So he gets on his way.
Just needs to be careful with his knees coming in a little bit as he stands up. Just going to put the medial part of the knee under some stress. Very strong.
So still a couple of men to start. Alexander Ivanov, the Olympic silver medalist, and Vladimir Sedov, the second of the 2 Kazakh lifters, the world champion from 2009. That's Mr. Khalid preparing Mr. Said.
Well, David, you don't like it when the coaches slap the lifters. That time he pulled his hair. Anything to inflict a bit of pain, get the adrenaline going.
Well, this would be absolutely a new personal best for him, and it would be 3 out of 3, so this would be a very good opening set for him. Only 22 years of age, so a future ahead of him. And do you know what's really impressing me? This guy was 6th in the Olympic Games at 85 kilos, but the move up has clearly worked, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, David. Let's look at this slow-mo replay here. Really big drive up. Okay, really threw his shoulders back but managed to compensate the head. That's some great lifting, fully committed.
And he's enjoying it.
He's loving it. He's loving every single lift, and that's great to see. I think the coaches are happy too.
Mahmoud on the right, Khalid on the left. Yeah, good stuff. And he's, you know, he is an achiever. Apart from the Mediterranean Games, he's already achieved victory in the Arab Games. Arab Games always much more difficult than Arab Championships, because it only comes around once every 4 years, and that's where you get the best of the best from his region in there. And now Sedov to open his account, 175.
A great elbow lock overhead, but there was no movement in those arms, so that's a good lift.
Well, Vladimir Sedov was at the last World Championships in the 105 kilo class. He's come down to 94. But the game is already on, isn't it?
This is hotting up, only one lifter left to come in.
But there's already a sense in the auditorium, isn't there? We've got it where we are, you know, that this is going to be some great fight. Well, let's hope so. So, from one Kazakh to the other, this is Utashov. He's already been out. He's asked for a 5 kilo increase now. In the lead is Sedov because of his lighter body weight. The man you just saw in second place currently is the Egyptian Abdelhai Said, and in bronze medal position at the moment Ramazan Razulov. But Russia still to play their second card with Ivanov. Well, he was down in 6th place. He's now gone to 2nd in the rankings. And just a reminder that all of the A group lifters are well past the best from the B group earlier in the day.
Do you think there's a poll coming out?
I'll tell you what, this audience is being treated to some really good lifting, and let's hope there's more of this. World record, just for interest, is 188 kilos for the snatch. Akekos Kakashvilis, remember him? Back in Athens, 1999. He was the era of Simon Koweczki. Koweczki was almost at, well, not at the beginning, but Vilis was almost at the end. But he was a great lifter. It's only 1 out of 3, and you might get away, you might just get away with one failure, Michaela, but two
failures from both of the Polish lifters. That's going to put them under pressure. Home crowd are going to be a bit disappointed with this.
Second attempt, drugie podejście. Ramazan Rasulov, Russia, приготовить себя, please prepare.
Well, their destiny very much in the hands of others. We've seen it when it looked forlorn and hopeless. We've seen failures come along, and suddenly lifters get back into the competition, but I'm not so sure on this occasion. I'm really not so sure. Makaranka, second attempt, representing Belarus. These are very experienced men. Used to the big occasions. Well, you just think about the Belarus contingent for this weight category, but if these two Kazakhs really perform to the max, wonder what's going to happen with them, given that they've got Ilya Ilin as well.
Some competition, isn't it? A fight for qualification when you've got 3 lifters that are capable of making an A group at the World Championships.
Not to be forgotten, Ramazan Razulov, the 171. That's an improvement. Now he's gone 5 kilos up. Second attempt. That seems to be the general decision, to take the 5 kilo increase for the second attempt.
Twice we've seen that happen in this World Championships. Just lost his grip there. It's unusual for that to happen. It's usually when the tape rips or the tape comes off. I think there we saw the tape ripping. Yeah, he's pulling it off. Redoing it. Trap your thumb between your fingers and the bar. Not much you can do when that happens. I know when I was lifting, I used to change the tape on my thumbs just before I came out, so I knew it was fresh and I knew that it would stick well.
So Razulov may well be heading out again here, because I can tell you that Makaranka's put the bar up to 180. Utashov at 178, Sedov looking for 180, Ivanov, who's yet to start, is also coming out on 180. Current leader, Makaranka, with that light body weight of 93.22, the lightest man of the class. In second place, silver medalist at the moment, Vladimir Sedov. Bronze position, that's Almas Utashov. So at the moment it's Belarus, Kazakhstan in the medal positions. But this would put Razulov into second place. Heavier than Makaranka, but it is his last attempt after that misfortune on second time around.
Just wonder how much that's affected him.
It's unexpected, isn't it? It can unsettle you.
Absolutely, you throw your hand off the bar at that speed, that's going to hurt as well. You know, you're probably going to strain the shoulder or the elbow or something. Then have to come back out straight away. Speed that his hand flew off the bar on the previous attempt. You don't want to get away with that.
Well, just at this moment in time, it's still a close competition, because even though the Polish boys have run into trouble, there's still only 6 kilos separating those who've been out on the stage. And now Utashov trying to make it 8 kilos between what he hopes to be himself in first place and the rest of the field. And also, I have to mention room, or I should say information from the back room. Vadim Streltsov has declined to come out for his second and third attempts. So we're down to just 5 attempts. It's between Sedov of Kazakhstan and Ivanov of Russia.
First attempt, pierwszy podchod, pierwsze podejście. 180.
So, as a result of all of that, we know that Makaranka, who's still actually got one lift left, is in first place, so he's definitely in line for the bronze medal at worst. But this is Alexander Ivanov, Universiad champion this year, really good series, made all 6 of his lifts in Kazan, world champion in Antalya in 2010, and in between those 2 achievements, of course, getting an Olympic silver behind Ilya Ilyin, but he was well beaten. He was 9 kilos behind that superstar of Kazakh lifting. Five seconds, very tight. Well, that's the first really big surprise for me, Michaela.
Yeah, he didn't look very comfortable coming off the floor then, almost yanked at the bar. The bar really should accelerate throughout the lift, particularly as it passes the knees. Almost paused at the top before dropping under. That's a sign he's trying to pull it with his arms too much.
Well, he'll certainly get a wake-up call, but Sedov now for Kazakhstan, coached by, well, Alexei Nev and his team, up for 180. This for the lead, and he gets it.
superb lifting. You can see how fired up he is for this. He really wants it.
He's in a great position now because he's got one more attempt left, so he can pick and choose when he wants to come in.
Drugie podejście reprezentanta Rosji. Aleksandr Makaranka, Belarus. Please prepare. Wygotowić.
So it's even off. Almost the lightest, but not quite, of the 10 contenders. Now again, coming down to 20 seconds in which to execute.
Oh, that was much better.
Well, the whole thing was much better in the way that it was worked out. Time on the stage, preparation, putting himself in the zone, visualizing, doing all of that, but doing it, you know, with enough time.
Much better through the middle of the lift, really accelerated, used his legs to maximum efficiency.
So he goes into the gold medal position by virtue of lighter body weight over Vladimir Sedov. But now, coming on to stage to take his last attempt, this is Makaranka. Now, he weighed in at 93.22 and Ivanov at 93.26, so he's just that little bit lighter, which means that if he makes this, he'll be the new leader. And he's going to do just that.
3 out of 3, David. That's what he's been dreaming about for the last few months. He's executed on the big stage when it really matters. Under pressure. True fighter.
Alexander Ivanov.
Struggling to stand up with that through the middle part of the lift.
I think you're right, Ricardo, when you said that he's been dreaming about. You do that, don't you? You sort of, you lie in your bed and you close your eyes and you
give your life to this. When all you do is eat, sleep and train, it does take over your life, and you visualise lifting these big weights so many times, and it does become an obsession.
Yeah, some lifters, quite a lot of them actually, when they arrive at a championship, one of the first things they do is to come and examine the stage and go and stand on the platform to give themselves the feeling of the auditorium and the atmosphere.
Well, you wouldn't want to come out on the stage for your first attempt, and that's the first time you've been on there. It's 100% right that a lifter should come out and just soak up the atmosphere beforehand.
Right. Would he get the lead back here with 184 set off? Answer is no, and that leaves him stuck down in 3rd place. So Makaranka in the gold, and it's him versus Ivanov. Ivanov, who's got 1 attempt left on 184. Now, this is a weight he's done on several occasions. So Alexander Ivanov is at the moment sitting in silver medal position, so he's got to make this. If he doesn't make it, then Makaranka of Belarus will take the gold. Sedov can do no more. He's got the bronze. And this is also a really important lift, because this would create right here a 14 kilo spread amongst the field. But this, to win the snatch gold, backstage watching, looking on TV, Makaranka. Again, tight for time. Well, It is as tight as we said, because that means there's still only 10 kilos separating the whole field. So the Polish boys, who must have been feeling, Michaela, that they were well out of this, suddenly find themselves arguably back in contention, because the opening weights for the clean and jerk, there's only a 10 kilo spread on that.
There is. This makes it very interesting now, with Ivanov missing that third attempt. He just looked to be there in body but not in mind today. That really was disappointing lifting from him, but as you said, it's kept the competition wide open going into the clean and jerk.
So, as you'll see in a few moments when we have the confirmation of the graphic coming right up for you now, and it's Alexander Makarenko of Belarus who takes the gold medal, and deservedly so, because look at that, he's the only man who's made, well, other than the Egyptian, who's made 3 out of 3. Ivanov there, as you can see, he's left on 180, set off on 180, then you drop 5 to the other of the Kazakh lifters, you come down another 2 kilos. This is very, very competitive. Stay with us here.